Welcome back to WKYT News. Diabetes is a common and chronic disease here in the Commonwealth. The latest numbers show more than 13% of Kentuckians have it.
And in a state where insulin is vital, we are finding that there are spots that just don't have it. WKYT's Kristen Kennedy investigates the risk diabetics face living in insulin deserts.
I will die if I don't have. A type 1 diabetic cannot live without insulin.
Jeannie Gray was first diagnosed with diabetes when she was 7 years old. That's almost 50 years of buying, storing, and taking insulin.
It always comes in glass, so that's great. They do have expiration dates. So, if something happened and you lost refrigeration, it's not going to keep as long. High heat will destroy your insulin.
Gray has health insurance that pays a lot of her insulin cost, but she knows the hoops uninsured and underinsured have to jump through to get insulin.
For a very short period of time, my husband was between jobs and we didn't have insurance, and that was a little scary.
Gray is part of the 12% in her county with diabetes. She's in Laurel County. It's one of 10 in the state considered an insulin desert.
We do have that high prevalence of diabetes, and we do have a high rate of people that are uninsured.
Lynette Renner has worked in public health for more than 30 years. She says even though most of her clients in Laurel County do have some form of insurance to pay for insulin, they still have hoops to jump through to get it.
It could be because they don't have access to a pharmacy, or it could be because their insurance doesn't cover it, or they don't have insurance.
UK Healthcare's Dr. Christina Nosman says another challenge for her patients: changes with insulin price caps. Kentucky did cap the price of insulin for people on state-regulated health insurance plans.
Those are helpful, but once again, they're only hitting certain segments of the population. There's not really a universal option for all patients.
Renner has a plan of her own. She likes to focus on education around the chronic illness. She runs a comprehensive course for diabetics.
90% of the decisions that are made about your health, they're made at home. They're made by what we choose to eat, if we choose to exercise, if we choose to take the medication that was prescribed in the way that it was prescribed. So all of that happens at home.
How different would your life be if you were having to deal with diabetes without insurance?
Do you pay rent or do you buy your insulin? And when you're talking about your life, then you start looking at things like rationing. Not, taking as little insulin as you can get by with and live. I've not really been in the position where I had to do anything like that, but I have had to think about it.
At Gray's home, she's lucky buying insulin in an insulin desert isn't difficult for her. In Laurel County, Kristen Kennedy, WKYT.